All right. What's up, everybody? Sorry for the late start. I'm guilty as charged on being exactly 3 minutes late. I do apologize for that. But it's good to be back. We got another stream. We got a lot to talk about. We had a dev talk that had a lot of good information in it. And we also had first week of RTN season? Hope a lot of you got your invites. And yeah, we're going to close the stream out by playing some Verdance games. Verdance is starting to pop up on the radar, and I want to do my part and kind of investigate on whether I think that the hero has legs, basically, if I'm being frank, and kind of see. Let me turn off that auto focus. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if just trying to see if she got some legs. And because we know she got feet. Bro, I'm on a flight and it's turbulent as fuck. Well, hopefully, that's all it is. But I appreciate you joining no matter what. See, Matt's got the right idea. He knows. Nico, good to see you. Got Jacob in the building. Been a bit since I caught our stream. How we doing? We're doing good. We are doing good. We're trying to figure stuff out for RTN season and also learn a little bit of Verdance is the game plan. Let's start with the dev talk. I think that's a very important topic to kind of kick off the discussion in regards to, because basically we have the situation where they kind of, it's one of those dev talks that, I imagine they weren't super thrilled in setting out to do, but it was one that was necessary. And as I predicted on the streams, I was like, this whole situation kind of has to get a response in some way, and they did a great job at responding to it. They talked about the new set. Obviously, there's pirates. That's all cool. Good day to be DM Armada, and also just the fact that they solidified their stance on the mistrigger policy. They also decided that they were going to consider carrying over infractions, which is something that I posted on Twitter. I'm not saying that that's why they did it. I'm just saying that it was an idea that I brought up on Twitter because I think it's a good solution. I think it's one that protects newer players, but at the same time really holds the more competitive player base to a higher standard, which is ultimately what we're effectively trying to do. And so I think that that's a good solution. Also, I think it's an interesting idea to not disclose the number, because I know why they're not doing it. And it's because of the poker chip analogy where people just use them as time banks and like play differently as they accrue them or as they drop off. I understand that. The problem is, in 12 months, what's going to happen is you're going to have your first player banned, and they're going to say, why was this person banned, but this person wasn't? And they're going to list off like a reason, right? You're going to have two people with 5 infractions, and one of them gets to 6 and boom, they're gone. And then the other one gets to 6 and they're not gone. And then I would not want to be in the conversation when that happens, is all I'm going to say. So I'm very interested in how they navigate it. I understand why they are doing it. It's a very interesting choice to take that direction within that solution to not disclose a number. But let's see what happens. Um, they somehow convinced themselves they properly printed the claves. So that's an interesting topic as well. It's one of the things that they brought up. And basically, what James is getting at is I don't think they spelled it out quite as straightforward as they should have. They basically should have said just straight up that dual wielding weapons are printed at 2/3 the rate of normal majestics, and which I believe is the case. I don't know that, but I'm confident in it. And legendaries are printed, not legendary like rarity, but like cards you can only have one of, are printed at 1/3 the same as normal majestics because you can only run one, right? So you have it basically three is the standard, and whatever you would need less, they print that many. They basically prorate it. That's how you should do it. So they're technically right. They should print 60, there should be 66% of like what what shelters are out there, right? There's 100 shelters out there in existence. There should be 66 claims. And they are technically right in that regard because for every person that needs 3 shelters, they're only going to need 2 claves, right? So why would you print more? The problem is we just have another codex situation, right? Like nobody is sitting there saying Codex of Frailty was not printed enough. No, it's just a really good card in a popular class, so therefore it renders a $100 price tag, right? And this is the same. And I understand players' frustrations because I don't like the fact that, correct, you need 2, which is why it's printed at 2/3, is my speculation, right? So the entire print run, let's say there's 1,000 shelters. There's obviously way more. I'm just saying 1,000. There would be, because you need 3 of them. Claves, there would be 667 of them. And then Ring of Rose or whatever that legendary card is, there's only 333 of them. That's the correct allocation as far as print run is concerned. Now, I'm 100% on board with the player base. I don't like cards being $50. I think that it reduces accessibility, things of that nature, but they can't control the market. If we have players entering the game, it's going to make things more expensive, especially for more popular classes. That's just something that we have to come to the realization on. So I think the Clave run was printed appropriately, if that is the standard. I don't know if that's the number. We've gotten verbal confirmation, I believe, that legendary cards are printed at 1/3 the rate. And I think we found this out in Uprising, where you had the Marvel Dragons, right? And they would come up 3 times more often than your legendary dragons. Your Dominia, Optimi, all those. And that's where we got the confirmation on legendary being 1/3. I'm just going off of the assumption that because they say it's appropriate, they're going with 2/3, which is technically, um, is what it is. Seen more roses than claves only because it's played more, in my opinion. And I don't know about the sample size and stuff like that, but they did seem a little shocked. Hunted was popular though. Maybe they thought it was a stopgap to get draconic support real quick. No, I think anytime you create or develop things, you let's say you got like a really good idea, right? Let's say over the course of a year, you have 4 total ideas, but like 2 of them are like really good ideas, right? Like they're just above and beyond the normal ideas. You're going to naturally spend more time and effort on the better ideas. And this could just be one of those sets where it wasn't one of the it doesn't mean that they like just took the day off, right? And just half-assed it, but like maybe it was designed specifically to put a little less effort into it, maybe. And once again, I've had no qualms with the hunted. So if they did put less effort into it, then like good fucking job. Cause like I don't know. It's worked so far. But it's also very difficult to measure whether the set is doing well or the game is growing because without certain data points, it's very hard to identify. And it's unfortunately something only they can identify because they can look at active gym IDs and things like that to get a statistic basis for um, what is actually happening in the game because you can't just look at sales volume. It's a very misleading number. But if they were meted to be dual wielded, doesn't that mean it was short printed by half compared to Scapecular? Um, that's a good fucking point. Right? Or okay. So your point right there is like fucking spot on because assassin historically has always had one of each. Does that mean that during their dev cycle and their testing, they were always running assassins with one of each and never dual clave? Is that what that means? Right? You see what I'm getting at? Is that not a tip of the hat toward what their final testing conclusion was like, okay, it'll be a Mark Dagger plus this, right? Which brings the situation that is now where everybody's running two of them where they should be running one, which means they had the appropriate amount. That's an interesting point. That is very, very interesting. And you're 100% spot on. And yeah, it actually shines a big light on their testing situation because it has to be that way, or you're right. I mean, you're 100% right. Like nobody's fucking playing two scale pillars or two Orbido clasp. Like it's just shit's not fucking happening. Um, did they say that during they said that it was printed the same as Orbido class. I did not make the mental connection of all those daggers are ran as one of. So that's where I was wrong. So it seems you're right, chat. Maybe there is well, I take that back. Chat, you're right if the correct way to play the assassins is two claves. You're wrong if you should only be playing one. So let's figure that out first. But yeah, it is what it is. I started playing Verdance 3 weeks ago, and it's so fun. We're gonna play some Verdance gameplay after the discussion topics. In my opinion, the problem with claves printing is that you must have two of those to play. Well, that's the problem, right? Is that's our conception. That's what we think is correct. It doesn't mean it's correct, but it does tell us that they found something else. They did not find it required to run two of them if they are saying it is printed correctly. That's what I meant earlier. They missed on this one in particular. Yeah, I mean, if the correct way to play the hero is two of them, you're 100% right. Marionette, you will have to play two of them to flick knives. I mean, once again, like maybe that's not the way. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they were using Scale Peeler and flicking that to like work around D-Reacts because Marionette literally gets punished the most by D-Reacts. Just throwing that out there. I think they expected us to run Self-Breaking Daggers because Orb Weaver. Yeah, it could be. Doesn't Mark of the Huntsman effectively do the same thing if your deck is Flick Dagger bait? I mean, pretty much. It's a fair point. Okay. So they also discussed the whole Brody situation. They said that they laid it all out there. Community afterwards did still seem a little bit divided in regards to mainly James's comment on basically his story with his Magic the Gathering experience. A lot of people were like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. And a lot of people were like, no, that's not how it should be handled. Um, so I'm interesting. I'm interested in the fact of how the community kind of develops from here in regards to that topic. I think the conversation will cease for quite some time, but the next time something like that happens is when we will see where the community firmly plants their feet. And I'm interested to see, what they decide. Because I mean, that that's kind of what decides it in a lot of situations. Um, in good ways and bad ways. Duh, 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 duh. I pray that LSS makes Verdance the next armory deck. She needs Earth spells to solidify Channel Millennium Tree. I mean, we'll see. They already got Aurora, so I did not expect Aurora to be the next one. That shook me. Do we have to run two of them, or does super low hanging fruit plus flick not? I mean, it could be. Like I don't know. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make is maybe right. You're saying that you don't run retrieve, right? But that's what, a week or two into the set, right? And uh, I mean, we just don't know what the final version will hold for us. The dev talk was shallow at best, Nate. I do agree. I do agree with that. However, given the topics, they basically had an entire episode centered around negativity, right? And I all I'm saying is I wouldn't bring the energy talking about some negative shit, if it was about my card game. So yes, I do agree with the fact that it was very shallow. But at the same time, I mean, if I was sitting in that seat, I probably would have as well. Get your point on how they maybe designed the hero to play differently, but that falls on the same spot as Zen design. No, not even close. The fact which weapons and something being broken are two completely different dynamics. This is just they expect the hero to be played a certain way, and it's all right. We're getting good at figuring shit out as a from a card game perspective, right? Fab is getting to that point where we figure stuff out very quickly. However, the first deck in the first weekend or the first two weekends is not always going to be the final form. Good example of this is like, Viscerai just added all those tools to be aggro Vis, right? With a bunch of drawn to the dark dimensions. Then Noah came out with the more defensive oriented version, right? That was the final form. You don't know if what you're saying is true if you're right. And what I'm saying is you don't know you're right just because 2 weeks into a set, it's what people are playing. We could just be fucking dumb. Like I'm just throwing that out there. Like we just don't know. But if you're going to subscribe to the idea that we're always right week one, then yeah, they fucked it up for sure. But would I would not suggest that. I get the reason behind the dev talk. What James outlined brought a lot of perspective. Absolutely. It did. They seemed a little too happy about Syndra. Can we please stop with the broken ninjas? I think in about 2 weeks' time, Syndra is not going to be a problem. That is my prediction. I predicted it during my first tier list. That you know, or not the first tier list, but in the most recent discussion. And basically that she's going to fall off around week 2 or week 3 of RTN season, and that's because people are going to start actively coming up with solutions, whether it be life gain, Jarl, whatever the active solution is. People are going to figure it out. People are going to understand that blocking chain link 1 is more valuable than blocking chain link 2 or 3 in certain situations. People are going to start picking up on these play patterns, and it's going to hinder Syndra's win percentage. I guarantee you. It's not broken. It's not broken. They should have made an example out of Bro. I mean, they literally banned him. They literally banned him. Warriors are still filing a class action lawsuit. Oh man, they can't punish Brody for following the rules. Suspension for multiples. Oh, it technically was for a different reason. That is true. Leroy was the deck to beat in Rosetta for the first 2 weeks and then fell off. Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm expecting to happen. Once again, thank you for putting it a lot more elegantly. Prism, really good into this meta, in my opinion. I agree, but will fall off at the exact same time as Syndra. Unfortunately, because she's just going to get blocked out and stuff like that. And she really does not want people to do that. She wants people to race her. What up? What up? 100% Prism is positioned well. I do agree, but temporarily. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We need Ice Ranger. Uh, we can wait a little while on that one. We can wait a little bit. Every time they launch a new defense reaction, they nerf Warrior indirectly. I think Warrior's last problem is people's D-reacts. I think for whatever reason, they keep siloing off all the cards. Like this set, all the cards say dagger. The last set, heavy hitters, everything said like one-handed weapon. And then the set before that was two-handed weapon. And then the Crucible said if your opponent blocks sideways on a Tuesday, trigger reprise. Like there's just so many stipulations and siloing within the card pool that are really just weakens the entire thing. And also, we're going to get into something I discovered when we go over the RTN meta. I think something is developing in Flesh and Blood. It's a trend that I just realized earlier today when I was kind of just thinking over what I was going to talk about. And I'm noticing a trend in regarding to deck building that I think is not going to go away anytime soon. And I'm very interested to see how LSS addresses. I don't want to use the word problem because it's not a problem yet, but I potentially do see it ending up in that way. And we'll mention that when we talk about the RTN meta. What up, Nick? Good to see you. Also, people did not know how flick knives worked. I had to explain it to almost all my opponents the first 2 weeks. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. People just need the reps. People just need the reps. Biggest question chat needs to ask is when is Taylor getting back in the caster booth? Wait, when was Taylor in the caster booth? That's a better question. When did he slip on in there? They should punish Brody by making him play Warrior. Josh probably cried if he ever reads that, but that is funny. They should ban his ham. Oh, the ham hammer? Oh God. I agree that players are getting better, but their recent hero designs are quite obvious to be good. Yes, they're obvious in the direction that they're taking, but that doesn't mean that there's more refinement to be made, aka swapping out a different one-handed weapon, right? It's not. You're right. We're not gonna like revolutionize by taking out all the cards that say dagger on them and doing some wounded bullshit. You're right, 100%. You're basically priced into playing the dagger cards. However, you can change what fucking dagger you're playing, right? Like that's kind of the idea. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the RTN meta and the realization that I had earlier today. And that is going to be in regards to blue cards, chat. It is going to be in the regards of blue cards. Clip this, save it, print out a picture with a quote on it, put it in your wallet. I'm telling you right now, if your deck has 15 to 22 blues, your deck sucks. That is the realization that I came to. Flesh and Blood has been developed to the point in which blue cards are no longer intended as they're no longer utilized as their intended purpose. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at all these decks in the top, right? Your blues, either you run as few as possible. We're talking like 9 to 10, right? Or your blues are so good because they're synergistic and you can actually extract value from your blue cards and you run 30 of them, right? There is no in between, period. I'm telling you right now, pull up whatever deck you're going to bring to your RTN season. And if there is, I'm telling you, 15 to 22 blues, throw it in the trash. It is dog shit. Absolute dog shit. The game has just changed. Viscerai. Just play yellows and reds. You don't need blues. You'll keep a couple because like they're really good. But like all the MST heroes, obviously, you can get red worth of value out of your blue cards. That's fine. Hey, Aurora. That's like 10 or less. Syndra. 3 if you're lucky. Most of the marionette decks I've seen have run 10 or less, right? And like you never pay for daggers. You basically run prognosticate and then or prognosis, sorry, and bonds. And like that's it. And maybe surgical extraction, but not even because you don't really want to pay for it is the problem. Prism. Barely any blues. Maybe she's the exception, but the list goes on and on. Like you don't start getting to a deck that runs that ratio of blues until Dorian Florian. Even Azalea, less than 10 blues, right? Either you are leaning on your blues or you are completely abandoning the blue cards. And what I mentioned earlier is I'm very interested in how LSS approaches it. And it's because I find it very oh god, there's an emote. Oh no. It's very interesting because that was kind of a key identity to a mechanic, right? Of like you had to actively make sacrifices in deck building where you were running more blues for consistency and like the whole one blue per hand deck is dead. It just does not exist. So I'm interested in like, are they happy with this? Is this what was intended? Is this a random symptom that they didn't see coming? But I've just been able to identify the fact that blue cards are not what they were originally intended to be. And once again, I want to preface with the fact that this is not me saying this is a bad thing. What I'm saying is one of my favorite things about when I started playing this game was the resource system and how it intertwined. But when you're playing blue cards and they get the value of red cards, or you're not playing any blue cards, the point that I want to get across is there is no resource system. The only resource system in the game that exists at that point is go again. That is the only, well, you have fatigue and like threat density. But like other than that, like the resource system is shrinking every day. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting where it's either you run 26 to 30 blues or you run 9, and there's nowhere in between. So I just wanted to share that because I don't know. This supports it, obviously, but like you look at any deck in history, right? That's just historically done really well. I think the last hero that we saw that did well on that premise of running like 15 to 21 was like Lexi. But like, let's be honest. Um, like that shit was just broken because you had the other resource go again just stapled on your weapon. So that is another thing. Uh, do, 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 do. Let me get caught up in chat since I went on my tangent. Because Betsy has like one good card. Oh goodness. Oh no. Why is Zen so low on wins? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. All these purple card users. I tell you what. If your blues don't act like reds, you're losing. Exactly. Exactly. Wish my blues were also red. Oh man. Ernest runs a ton of blues, which is why I'm entertaining playing her because she runs above that threshold. I'm gonna abide by my own rules, Chad. I promise you. I'm not out here trying to scam nobody. Nathan, where is Guardian if blues are OP? Well, okay. Just because you fall in that category doesn't mean you're good. I'm just saying that if you don't fall within that category, you have a massive hill to climb. And there just is not a deck currently in the game of Flesh and Blood that I believe can do that. So, prove me wrong. And Jarl will be a good example of that, right? If Jarl starts seeing a lot of success because the battle hardened list gets out there and more people start playing with it and, realizing that that's a good counter for Syndra, then, we'll start seeing a Guardian deck with 30 blues or whatever they run, 26 probably, start taking over. And then we can come back and say how my tier list wasn't that bad. Nah, in my defense, look, if you took the OG tier list and you just swapped Fi and Syndra, bro, that shit was on point. I even predicted the low to the ground aggro just sneaking up and getting the meta. It was just the wrong fucking Draconic Ninja. I fucked that part up. But like, I mean, come on. Like, the shit wasn't on the radar. The meta completely flipped. We did all right. We did all right. All right. Let me finish getting caught up in chat. The resource system is also what drew me into the game. It was so elegant. I agree. Me as well. The fluctuating value of blues also does weird stuff to pitch stacking. You don't really have balance. Yeah, that's another thing. Pitch stacking is basically, for most intents and purposes, in 90% of matchups, kind of dead. I would say that if you're Enigma, basically if you're not MST, pitch stacking is dead. That might have a lot to do with Viscerai. So I don't feel as strongly about that point, but the first time I realized my pitch came around and I lost. What happens when often the best thing you do is send 0 for 4s. That's true. Agreed on the go again resource. Fab has become a mono red aggro. I don't agree with that. I know we're seeing it in Syndra, but Syndra's not like 70% of the meta or anything. Like these two decks obviously share that. But once again, I think it's just deriving from people either want to have overpowered blues or not run any at all. And I'll tell a little mini story before we get into the verdants and stuff. But I was really hooked on Lorcana as a game. The idea of it, one, because I have kids that love Disney, but also the resource system where like every card, it kind of mimicked Flesh and Blood a little bit. Every uh, card was a resource, or most cards were resource and playable cards. However, I read one Twitter post. I'll never forget this. One Twitter post. I never even thought about the game again. And it was from, I believe, Sasha Markovich, which is an ex LSS dev that is going on to create his own game. And he made a post that said, after the final state is achieved, I'm paraphrasing extremely hard. This is just going off the cuff memory from like a year ago. But he basically said when the competitive scene jumps on board of Lorcana, the optimal way to play the game is to minimize the amount of inkable cards you run because they are weaker. Therefore, you just manipulate down the game to having lands and not having lands. And I never touched the game again. I've never even, this is the first time I've thought about the game since I read that post. And he's completely right in the fact that once you min max the shit out of it and you reach maximum efficiency, it's going to be run these 40 non-inkable powerful cards and run these 20 less powerful but resource cards. And then you're basically playing fucking Magic with cartoons. So I thought that was very interesting. And I don't think Flesh and Blood's, I'm not like dooming here. Because I don't think Flesh and Blood's resource system has the potential to even think about reaching that point because the way it's designed, it kind of has protection against that. But you know, I miss blues being blues for a reason and not just, oh, instead of just swinging Reaping Blade, I guess I'll make a rune chant and swing Reaping Blade. You know, it's I don't know. I don't know. Not an issue yet, but like let's put a sticky on the whiteboard and revisit that in 6 months and see where it is currently at, because I'm starting to notice a trend and we'll see where it ends up. Oh no, the emote. The emote. Bolton S tier, no. No, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. Is the assassin class as a whole expected to less blues in deck? Yes. If you look at anything that is not new, they've drastically cut their blues. Marionettes are on like 12, most of them that I've seen. Because what are you doing with the blues? Like, ask yourself that question. You'll come to the realization very quick. There are some like Prognosis and Bonds that are like good enough, but like any other blue, you might say surgical. Well, what if I had to tell you that you had to run 9 more shitty blues to warrant playing that one because you have to pitch for it? It gets a lot less good really quickly. And so like you can trim the deck down to like literally 6. And Azuri, her blues, guess what? They just go to the bottom of the deck from the hero ability. So she doesn't even have blues in the first place. Well, she does, but they're not like actually blues. She just doesn't pitch for shit. Agree on the go again. Yeah, I gotta get caught up. Sorry. Need heroes with big weapons. That's what I'm talking about. We get a new ranger in the next set. I can guarantee. I'm 95% sure there is a ranger in High Seas. My blue swing for 5. Go again. It gave me 4 health on hit. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's good enough to play blue. When I win my RTNs back on Victor, then we'll talk. It's not happening. Tell my 5 Dorinthia playing self is doomed without telling me I'm doomed. I'm just saying, if you got 15 to 21, throw it in the trash. Don't actually throw it in the trash. Sell the valuable stuff, then throw it in the trash. Pitch stacking is when I see a card for the 4th time. Holy shit. Sorry, I'm getting caught up. Competitive Lorcana, what a trip. I mean, that's another point, right? Lorcana just felt like MTG without instance for me, and I did not enjoy it. I mean, blues aren't the problem. New is. I mean, I think Enigma and Zen use blues the same way New does. I don't understand the correlation there. Ice and Arcane damage. Our savior against Oops all red decks. Yarrow will deliver us from Syndra. I mean, all right. Do you think the removal of the powerful card draw effects has further ramped up the need for blues to be powerful or gone? Uh, a little bit, and it was because the blues were some of the key pieces of actually doing the explosive things, right? Um, uh, Anybody who's ever tried to play a ninja in like Art of War without a blue in their hand knows exactly how bad that can go. Same thing for like that's why brutes have to run as many blues as they do, right? They have an expensive cards, but also like Blood Rush Belly, you have to have the resources to continue the turn, and so forth. So yes, I not to an extreme level, but a little bit. Yes, I agree. Can Verdants run less blues? Probably not. Probably not. How do you build Ira without blues? Well, kind of don't. But once again, even her, she runs like what most lists are like 25, 24. Each hero. Maybe that's a little high. Maybe Ira falls in that thing, and that's why she's fell off. Telling you, telling you. Each hero has been getting their own semi-good card, good chess resource slot, which limit blues usefulness to somewhat. I think power level of mono red and mono blue need to carefully limit offset the consistency. Yeah. Hey Nathan, we met in Memphis. Gonna make my new team the card Hombres. Oh, the Ecuador. Yeah. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining me in chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You think Riptide will get a big buff next set? I hope. Be kind of cool. Having a tough time deciding which hero to play for RTN. I'm torn between Riptide, Azuri, Ninja, Aurora, Vis, Jarl. With that spread, I'm probably going Azuri because of Vis and Jarl are bad for Riptide. Would be my opinion. The problem with Verdant's Blues is that you need the Earth. Yeah, that's 100% correct. There's only so many Earth cards you can run, and you might as well make them blue if they're shit anyway. Cody was tweaking about all the Verdant's deck blue math being completely out of whack. I mean, it could be. Can a 22 blue Dio list? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not, but I do. I know who does know, and that's my boy Aaron, not teammate Aaron. Dio Aaron, the one, the only. Sleeping on Florian King. You're right. You're right, Nick. I forgot you had the ability to go get Blue Autumn's touch off of when an assassin plays Codex of Frailty. I forgot. Because that's maximizing your blues. That's your maximize. All right, let's talk about this RTN meta real quick. Obviously, a lot of this is to be expected. Some people probably expected a little bit more Syndra. I deem that as more card accessibility. I'm expecting a huge spike in Syndra next week, probably taking spot number 1 or 2. And then we'll see one more week where it kind of holds, maybe drops a little. And then the last week, my prediction is she falls off a little bit, probably back down to where she is currently, maybe even a little bit lower when people actually figure out what the fuck they are doing. And yeah, Aurora, I think, is going to also drop off a lot because I just don't think she has it. Once again, I think it. RTN and ProQuest season always favors linear aggro decks because those are probably just played more. from a statistical um, aspect. But it is what it is. I expect Enigma's representation in winning percentage to go up. I don't think she's done yet. People are hating on her, but I say, wait. I think this is a deck to be worried about in London. Is all I'm gonna say. Um, don't, and then Zen's tricky. Uh, somebody in chat asked why the Zen numbers were so low. I think it's because of the situation where Zen is a very block heavy deck where you don't mind giving a card or two every turn. It's very mid ranging in a lot of ways, or the optimal way to play it is that way in a lot of matchups. And against decks like Syndra, if you don't know how to block against her, you're going to get blown out, right? And so that's why I think that the situation with Zen is temporary. Is he going to the top? Is he going to sit right next to Viscerite? No, I don't think he will. But I do think that he could go up to like Marionette spot or something along those lines, kind of regain some footing for sure. That's just my opinion. Because once Jarl pokes his head out, that's kind of the next aggro deck in line that doesn't get hard punished by Jarl. Because these two are just going to get shit canned, is what's going to happen. And he's going to be gone. So it is what it is. Yeah. And then Prism will naturally go as the other linear aggro decks move out, is kind of the evolution that I am anticipating over the next 3 weeks. That is my prediction, if you will. Hello, huge fan from the Philippines. Is that where they just had the biggest RTN in the world? 128? Was that in the Philippines? Let me know. What makes you think Aurora as a hero is not a top tier deck? Is it because of her lack of flexibility in the long game? So my reasoning for Aurora not being able to hang during more competitive or higher tier events is you lose agency in your matchups because the way the deck's built, aka instant cards that do not block, you lose a lot of agency because you have no choice. If you're facing down a CNC and you have no armor and your hand blocks 4, guess what? You lose your arsenal. It's not a skill expression. It's gone, right? Like you don't have a decision point to extract more value than your opponent. You're just taking what you get. And she can be put in a lot of those situations. Once again, I'm not saying she's bad. She's 0 for 4 the deck, right? Which is a decent place to be. The problem is, at least Syndra can give cards. She has more unpreventable damage. Also, Mask of Momentum is like Channel Lightning Valley that stays in play at the start of the game and doesn't go away until you want it to. And yeah, I think that she's just the worst at doing the linear aggro thing. Plain and simple. She's not bad. She just doesn't do it as good. I want to let you know that every Thursday I look forward to your streams and hear your thoughts. I'm really glad you're in the community. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm also open to any feedback, like positive, negative. I'm just looking to provide the community with what they want to hear / know. So the things that I do are not like cemented, like this is how I'm doing things forever because it's my way or the highway. None of that. I've just, over the years of doing it, I've just taken feedback and adjusted it and just said, okay, this is what people like. I'll give you an example. The last tier list that I did, there were people complaining that I was doing it for too long and it wasn't fast enough. And then, then other people just liked the depth and the knowledge. And so I had to find a way to like make both parties happy. And I found that jokes was the answer. If I make it more entertaining with silly jokes and stuff like that, then I can make the people who don't want to spend a lot of time make it feel like their time is not wasted. And it really was successful. So by all measurements. And so I'm always open to feedback. If those people would not have told me that they didn't like the long content, I wouldn't have known to do that. And so I'm open to any type of feedback. I want to see full combo Aurora come back. It's gonna be a while, man. It's gonna be a while. The Runaway said Zen needs to know the matchup very well. He has game into everything, but is punishing when mistakes are made. Of course. Ever since the ban, he's always been that way. That's my story for Atlanta when I got second was every single game I won, I felt like I won it by an inch. None of it was like, oh, this is the freest shit ever. No. Every one, it was like a 2-1 game, and like not that, oh, I'm gonna drop to 2 because I can just kill you. No, like trading 2-card hands and all that fun stuff. So 128 players in the Philippines at Unbox. It felt like a calling battle hard with 7 rounds. That is so sick. 128 players at an RTN. I hope that the Philippines gets more callings. I mean, let's put the next Pro Tour there. I mean, like that community has grown so much, and they're passionate about it. I mean, honestly, it's impressive. It really is, and I hope that LSS, from a resource perspective, really doubles down for that area to really, because they want it. Like, bro, everybody's going. You put a call in there, bro. Like everybody's going. Absolutely. I want to hear Woo Viscera. Woo Viscera. I hope we get Bravo Pirate. I don't know about that. Go ahead and get on this list. We are going to be playing the Majin Bay list here in a second. We're going to go over the list and everything because I have not played a single rep with Verdance, and so my thought process, I didn't just pick Verdance because of whatever reason. I'm actually trying to figure something out. Basically, she is peeking her head out for the meta, right? And kind of trying to make a name for herself. And looking at the cards, I think that this deck does not have what it takes, plain and simple. But there may be something I'm missing. And what's a good way to realize that you're missing something? Go play the fucking deck. So that's what I'm going to go do. So if you are here because you want to be the best Verdance player east of the Mississippi, I hate to break it to you, but you're in the wrong place. This is kind of one of those situations where you just gotta, where I'm having to like just put my foot on the gas pedal, and I'm just not gonna let off till I see that checkered flag or God, either way, and we're just gonna go praise hell, praise Dale, and yeah, we're just gonna figure shit out. I'm literally going to try and figure out whether the deck has legs, and see what happens. We're gonna go through all the cards, read the synergies, try to understand the deck. Then we're gonna take it for a spin on Talishar for a few games and see what happens. So once again, if what I will say that the games will be for, if you're a player that is any so interested in playing this hero, and you don't want to go make the same mistakes any person that picks the deck up, you can watch me make them, right? Like if there's this interaction that any new player thinks always happens and it doesn't happen, let me figure it out for you. Like I'll let you know real time that that shit don't work or it's not good. So we just gonna do it. Oh no, we're starting the Vernus Cup. No, Shamir, we are investigating. We are investigating. We are not coping. In fact, I'm the opposite. I think the deck sucks. But we are investigating. We're in the name of science. Why is this deck $1,600? I mean, 3 legendary pieces of equipment. Yes, CNC failings are $30 a piece. Plow unders are 20, 25 probably. Diplomacies are 50, 60 a piece. Shelters are 75. Tunic, yeah, that usually gets you there. I don't even think this card's that good anymore. That's my opinion. Nathan's gonna spiral so fast, and I have to start working 5 minutes. No, Shamir. I don't think Prism is really slept on. Just most of the top decks are lower on armor and poppers, with the exception of Isra. What up, Justin? Good to see you. Full sin. That's right. Praise hell, praise Dale. You have Autumn's Touch Blue in this deck. It's only S tier when people codex you. It was banned at one time. Shamir's got a point. You're in for a fun time, Verdant's super cool. I hope. Warmonger is 300. No, it's not. No, it's not. A playset's not even 300. In fact, I think no, that was oh shit. You might be right. I saw a want to buy post on Facebook for 60 a piece, which would be 180. People typically ask just under, so it's probably like 220 for a playset, if I had to guess. Change snag to there is no snag. What snag? Can't change something that's not there. Okay. So, first things first. Flesh and Blood 101. If you pick up a new deck, you should, I know this is going to sound crazy to a lot of Flesh and Blood players, but you should read the fucking cards. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do it very well, but we are going to throw aside the hindrance that is the Alabama education system, and we're going to fight through it. Is what we're gonna do. So we know what Barkskin does, right? We're Florine gamers. We know it just makes the embodiments when you block with them, assuming you are turned on, half turned on, if you will. Plume, I'm a Plume gamer back in Briar. I used to recycle my CMHs to fatigue Oldham. With this card, we know Stonewall and we know Striders. This one, a little bit newer, right? I don't want to say newer. It's an old card, but it's kind of new on the scene, and it's a 2-cost, deal 1 arcane damage to the opposing hero. And the first card you play each turn with arcane damage effects instead deals that much arcane damage plus X, where X is down. Okay. So basically, we're amping this, we're amping, throwing this, and then this amps the next thing. So this is just a 2x amp. Is how this reads for 2 fucking resources. Okay, cool. We know what channel does. It's fucking amp. We know what this does. Cool. Efficiency. We know these cards. Mind Warp, key disruption piece. However, keep in mind, it can actually fix their fucking hand. So let's not die to that. And then we have Plow Under from a Lounge Down Under. Rampant. This is a very important card. Pretty much what the synergy is, right? And basically what you could do is resolve the life side, and then on the Verdant's trigger, you can play more of them. I'm assuming because they're both instants. Yep. So you can resolve this. Verdant's trigger goes on the stack, and then you can play another one, resolve the life trigger, Verdant's trigger on the stack, play another one. Okay. So you could do this like multiple times. Okay. This is the card. Well, not the card. Rampant Growth is probably the card, but this is a good card. The first time you deal arcane damage each turn and gain a life seems pretty good if you're able to consistently gain life. Although I don't expect in this deck it being like super good. If you get it early, it's probably fucking busted. But like mid to late game, kind of mid. But it is a 3-block Earth card. Sometimes that's all you need. We know this from Kano. This one blows up the arsenal with Surge. Scour, we know it's so important. Seeds of Tomorrow, we know this one, and Diplomacy. So everything, it's not that complicated from what I'm looking at. Okay, and now I say that, and I'm about to look like a complete idiot, but we're going to do it in style. That's what we're going to do. Okay, let me get caught up in chat before I make a fool of myself. Failing is like 55 each. Holy shit. You got to be kidding me. Really? Somebody, there was this really good-looking streamer um that said that was going to be the next codex. He said that on his tier list stream for Rosetta. Uh yeah, it was me. So if you don't have one, it's because you didn't watch the stream and it's your fault. Going Alabama education. Bro, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, okay? Uh Reading in my flesh and blood. Blue snag is in Majin's list. Oh Lord. Not the snag. Burdens is plain cereal Icelander. Well, it just so happens, Nick. This is embarrassing to say out in public, but I am a Raisin Bran enjoyer. that is an accurate. I'm sorry, Raisin Bran Crunch has to have like the granola and shit in it. But yeah, shit slaps. Okay. Surgeon is not amp. It's amp. But yes, point yeah. Technically, the wording's different. Yes. Nathan on wizard. Ugh, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Rampant Vernance Ring of Roses is sick. Get all together. Very good in this deck. Can't wait for Acilio to get his Ring of Roses. We'll see. I average 4 to 8 life gain. Okay, so maybe it is good. Maybe it is good. You're going to this is resolve a bunch of Warmongers. Yep. Okay. We're gonna hop in. It's time. One thing that I refuse to do. Okay, we are learning. We're not torturing ourselves. So we're not doing wizard matchups. We're not doing mirrors or Kano, and we're not playing against illusionists. I can't do that. Read the stream and try to be entertaining. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Not happening. So if somebody tries to snipe me and you know, don't get your feelings hurt when I just dip because I'm just not doing it. It's that simple. Oh, it's that simple. It'd be that simple. Lord. Fine, I'll make my own. Let me hide from everybody. Let me hide. Oh, Lord, we got the Verdance deck. All right, here we go. Highly recommend dodging new. It's like a 90-10 matchup. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good thing to learn on, so I guess we will we'll put that in the dodge bag too. We're on our investigative journey. I don't know what the fuck. Please don't. Okay. All right. Oh, we got Omar. I think he's in the stream. Okay. There's an aggro button. Let's hit that. Let's see what happens. We're professionals here. I promise. We've been in these situations. All right. So I don't know anything about Verdance or what her good matchups or bad matchups are. So I'm assuming that he's gonna like race me down before I kind of get to do anything. Now let's actually look at what's in here. That's probably important. So we're not doing super combo, just kind of mid-rangey play disruption when we get opportunities. We're not doing shelter. Okay. We could probably get a lot of value from this on average. So no AB, which means we are 100% going to just we just yeet this and delete this, right? Oh, Aether Arc, that gives us a Ponder, which doesn't fucking matter. But we might as well just get 2 free damage in, right? Or 3. Then we get to throw this. We get to Arsenal our $55 spelling. Free win. What? No, I can't. I mean, I guess we could just Arsenal it now, right? Yeah, in case of what he has. Like, I don't want to block with this, but we might have to, you know? At least this gives me options. All right, so we need to begin the quest to loading that fucking graveyard. So let's begin. Let's start doing that. Don't have to worry about we don't have another Earth, so that is a little bit of a problem. Please attack me again. Please. Yes. Thank God. I didn't want that fucking card in my hand. Oh, we got saved on that one. It's gonna restart and swap to Zen. Y'all gotta have faith now. Y'all can't be shit talking this early. You gotta at least let me fuck up a couple times. All right. This is good plays. Good plays. So now, how'd this motherfucker come back? Did he not Phoenix Flame already? Bro. Did I miss something? Oh, was one of the cards in his hand just Phoenix Flame? Oh, his deck sucks too. You can have it. Salt me. You got 2 Phoenix Flame. Ah, got it. All right, play this pass. All right. Now, we need to block with one more Earth card. Prio number 1. Uno. Earth in the bin. Turn that bitch on. Okay. Block. This is riveting. Okay. And then we block down here. And then what we do is we hold this all the way to the end, wait for a snatch. And if he doesn't have the snatch, we can decide then if we want to just block with it or put it in an arsenal. Okay. This kind of worked out. Is there a priority? Like, is there one that I should value over the other? I mean, he does have an arsenal right now, so do we just eat this, right? Yeah, and then maybe we can decompose on the defensive with a root bound to get the +4 on the failing. So we're gonna send CNC now because we're gamers. To be fair, Manja Snag comment earlier, he didn't mean to bring Snag. Oh, okay. That makes sense because I would not want to play that in this deck. Because you get stuck with so many cards you like literally don't want. Like that last turn, I would have cried if he Arsenal deck was 0 for 4. What would I have done? Pitched it for 1 damage? The deck link isn't working. Oh, yeah. That's all Kyle. I'll fix it later. Or better yet, I will post it in the Discord. I'll put it in the live stream deck Discord at the conclusion of the stream. I do apologize. Okay, so now we bought a little bit of tempo with the CNC, maybe play like a root bound cap. See, we're gaming. See what I mean? Okay, so how do we do this? We just need 2. What the fuck do we do with this? When we have this? What the fuck? There's no way that, like, we sit on this, right? Like, that doesn't happen. I'm gonna go for a 2-3-3 split just to be safe. We're a little bit low right now, but rampant is good to be used to fill it as well, because it does fit that requirement. So this isn't really threatening. We're gonna just, because we don't want to be blocking with these failings. We want to be yeeting them bitches. That's what we're gonna be doing. Okay, 2, sure. Got a lava burst for me? Oh, we're gaming. Okay, so now we have 2 earth. Boom, check, done. I said we were gonna go 2-3-3, but we actually can't. There's no reason not to do both. I would love to decompose. Please and thank you. And then we'll leave the rampant growth there in case we want to plume for it. I don't know if it's going to come to that, but you never know. Now we're coming in for 8, whereas if we would have thrown the felling the first time and not the CNC, not so much. So we're getting some tempo here. We got the other one lined up, ready to go. We got the double earth still locked in there. We're cruising. We're cruising. I'm okay. Okay, we flew a little too close to the sun. But we could fix this. Okay. We need a blue. That is my professional analysis of the situation. We need a blue. And we just want to play this. But we have to play this. We don't need a blue. Because this doesn't have go again. So if we have the blue, we can't do, and we don't want to sink this to the bottom. We got it way too early. So I think we just want to get rid of the what will be a 2 block because we don't have enough earth. Probably just sink the yellow. That works. I think we ignore roses in this matchup. Do we? I mean, we could block with it. Either way, we were looking for a blue and we didn't find it. So we could block with it. That is an option that we possess as flesh and blood players. We cannot turn ourselves on this turn. I think you're right. I think we give it up. Right? It's just too fast. What does this do? You have 1 resource and a card in hand. Do we hold it or do we let it go? That is the question. We don't have armor to fall back on if it's a snatch. This is so risky, but I think we take these. I got a feeling that something bigger is a coming. Oh Lord. Something bigger is a coming. So we played it right. We did our job. And we can't go to 8 in one card, so there's no reason to take 3 here. We just take the 2, not like we had a choice in our life. Lava burst. That's pretty good. Well played, sir. All right, so he popped all the equipment, 4-card hand, but we're almost online. In fact, if we can draw blue, we are online. Which we did it. We did it. Okay. But the question is, this is the ultimate question. What the fuck do we do after we get online? And that's something, chat. I don't know. I don't know. This card don't do shit. So we'll block with it. Oh, not the CNC. Not the CNC. Damn. Got him. Decompose. We online. All right, we did it. We're online. We did our job. We achieved the quest. And we're tied up. We got more armor. A little bit of a card's worth of tempo. A rampant growth? Do we like Arsenal this and like sit on it? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What do we do here? What can we we don't have a blue to plume. Do we even have there's nothing really mounting anger. Thank God we have a D reactive sorts. And this calls 0. But we have to surge it is the problem. And I guess we can technically surge it with rampant, right? Because life will resolve. We get the ant from the life gain. And mine will, but this card has to be more valuable than that, right? Two for 11? I don't see it, chat. Am I missing something? I don't see it. Oh, you're talking about the felling. Yeah. Sit on it. All right, we'll sit on it. We'll sit on it. We be sitting on it. Fine. I'm not gonna sink because I don't know what to sink. So that is what it is. I don't really want to decompose here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give up the block here on this. We're just gonna say no on decompose, and that way we can throw a 0 for 2 if he does not throw something, or we can just give it up here. That's fine too. Yep, we get pinged by Phoenix Flame for 1. Which means he's winning. Okay, so Arsenal is not a chain ender or anything like that. So we could just pass Arsenal this bad boy and draw some life gain. Okay. Hold up. I just gotta figure this shit out. Okay. So rampant. Hold up. Can I do like wizardy shit and like kill him here? Hang on. Let me do math chat. Hang on. Okay. So rampant Life resolves pings, 1 damage. Vernet's trigger on the stack. Second rampant. Life trigger ping, 2 damage. Verdant's trigger on the stack. Sigil ping, 3 damage. And then life again, that's 4 damage with a total of 6 life gained. Okay. So 4 instances of life gain, but 6 life gain. So it's 4 arcane plus amp 6 on each rampant growth, which is amp 12 on the this is an action. I need to do this on my turn. Okay. So he needs to deal 20 or die, I think, is mathematically how this works. If the math is mathin', right? Oh god, I gotta do this damn priority shit in I gotta do this priority shit. Okay, I think I give Stonewall on the flame to knock 2 damage off. And if he has rupture, he has to play it still. So we get the 2 value there. Maybe even more if it's chain dependent. We're gamers. We got a free value. Okay, no way to give go again, so we're just gonna block with the chess piece because why the fuck not? All right, I have to go to the top right and click the wizard button. Hold priority. Okay, let me not fuck this up. Rampant. Both sides. Pass. Furnace trigger on the stack. Rampant. Both sides. Pass. Furnace trigger on the stack. Sigil. Pass. Furnace trigger on the stack. This is an action. So we won't get the amp here, right? Oh, let the ping resolve. You want the amp for the weapon? Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Fuck that up. You're right. You right. You got me, Chad. You got me. Let the pings resolve. Okay. See? We learned together. No one did. Okay, pass. Let the Vernus trigger go. It's optional. I didn't know it was optional. Okay. Dealt the arcane. Now we do it. Both. Let the thing resolve. Yes. Okay. Now the problem is we can't resolve this card before the weapon, right? So we need to let this resolve weapon, then throw this. So we do lose the amp from this life gain, right? But we need this to apply to the weapon, I'm assuming, if I don't fuck it up, chat. And then we go here. Which should deal like a lot, and then here. Oh, we don't even resolve both sides because we can't pay for it. We just blast him with the pulsing. Chat. Look. Let me explain something to you, chat. If somebody with an Alabama education system can pick this deck up and do that, anybody can do it. I've basically been playing Kano my whole fab career. It's that easy. Bro, you just draw cards and you play them. Like, who am I? Who am I kidding, bro? I just fucking blocked head jabs the whole game. What the fuck was this? Oh man. Oh man. Bro. That was exhilarating. I'm still processing what happened, but it was exhilarating. If only you had the Ring of Roses out. Yeah, that's true, but you know. GG Omar. GG. We did it. I mean, it's like you're warrior, but you win games. Holy shit. Oh, not like that. Not like that. How much damage was that? Let's look. 34. 34 to be exact. So a lot. So basically we overkilled by 7. He was at I think he was at 22 at the beginning of the turn. So it wasn't 34. I don't know why it said 34. I think we actually did. And here's the thing. Let's say that didn't kill him for whatever reason. Like he's at 40. We still have Storm Striders, right? Like we didn't even dip into that. We're still at a healthy 13. Well, I mean, like 2 card 8, 2 card 8. Oop, you dead. Oop, you dead. Oh yeah, 34 value, not damage. You're right. Yeah, because the life gain, of course. We did it, chat. Together. Together we did it. Yeah. I completely fucked up the Vernance trigger. I knew you had to like let it resolve. I just had never been in that situation before. But that's what I'm saying. You can watch me fumble, so you don't have to. Do what I can. Do what I can. Oh man. Oh man. I gotta admit, that was kind of fun. Like, it was some boring ass gameplay. Don't get me wrong, because like you're blocking 3, blocking 3, blocking 3, blocking 3, but then you draw it and you're just like, your heart starts like, because I saw the hand, I was like, I don't know if this is good, but like I know this is good. I wasn't sure, but like it had to do something, and it turns out it did a lot, and we take that. We take that. So that was actually Alabama ranks 43rd in the U.S. in education. Well done. That's what I'm saying. If I can do it, you have no excuse. Welcome to the Wizard School of Crawford. Oh man, you don't get the second Verdant trigger. Yeah, because you can only pay. It costs 2. Because it costs 1 for each side. Oh man, you're a wizard, Harry. Oh man. All right, let's run it back. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. That was, I mean, first time playing Verdant's double rampant growth. If that doesn't get you, if that don't get you going, you have no hope. No hope. Oh Lord, we gotta make another one. Vinny? I like Vinny. I'm playing as Vinny. Is there a Vin set button? Probably not. Uh, uh, do you stack? I'm gonna say stack, right? Uh, mm, I actually don't know. I mean, Life Gain's cool. You can sync their malefics. I don't know what I'm fucking doing in this situation, so we're just gonna go with this and like see what happens. I just Yeah, we have AB1. Cool. We got AB a bunch. I don't know what's right, but we'll figure it out. You know what the other arms, the nodes? Yeah, AB1. Yeah. We got the AB1. We got the button working. Um Raping Blade, bro. And you have AB3? You can't fatigue me because like you'll die. So I'm gonna go ahead and gain some life. Let you figure out your life. Okay. I understand what must be done. How does this shit fucking work? I think we're gonna pitch it. Get it out of here. No, we're gonna turn this shit off because I'm not about to get harassed by them arm pieces the whole game. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. All right, are you just gonna try to like set up on me? Is that what's gonna happen? I don't know. That looks good. We'll play it. What else you got? Oh, you're just gonna like okay. What? So you're like just trying to make it where I can't gain life. Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna have something for your ass. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pitch these two reds for information. And if he ABs, I'm gonna H pot. But he didn't AB, so what I'm gonna do is play the diplomacy and tell him to get fucked. Ah, got it. Ah, Benny's trash. Got it. That's it. What should I choose? Um, fuck. Peace, right? Shit. A lot of pressure. Uh, Spell or attack. We haven't seen an attack yet. But I have an H pot in my hand. Oh, fucking peace. I don't know. Shit. I fucked up. Okay, they picked peace. Oh, you're supposed to pick war. See, I don't. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Apparently, I should have because that'd be pretty good to throw. But what can you do? You know, what can you do? But what we can do is go ahead and we can't. God damn. Oh, you play this healing pot. Please don't hurt me. That's it. That's all I got. Arsenal CNC. I would love to if this wasn't here. Oh, he's actually attacking. That's so nice of you. I mean, do I just like let him kill himself? Okay. So he's getting the effect. So AB0 on that one because it's unpreventable. We don't want to do that. And then we'll AB1. 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 Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Oh man. Oh, we want to take damage to get close to the combo. That does seem like a good idea. I'm gonna let him play it. Play that succumb, boy. Do it. Damn it. Guess we holding it. I hope you banish something. Oh shit, not that. Not like this. Not like this. Not off the top. I was just hoping to build the blood debt, but sheesh. That's just rude. Oh, bro, thank God you attacked. Let me get this shit out of my hand, bro. I don't want you to get eloquence, though. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna block with sink below to make it look like it's an important piece. Right? Because this looks like I'm just trying to move it into Arsenal. And then he's gonna cull this dog shit card out of my hand. That's what's gonna happen. He doesn't know yet. Oh, bro. I got a story for you. And we got him. Oh, we got it. We got the succumb out of him, and he just banished this dog shit card out of my hand. Thank you, bro. Oh man. They already have the eloquence. Oh yeah, you're right. Look, that's not the important part, bro. Sick. Anyways, to accelerate the rampant growth. Oh man, that worked out. Oh, we're still getting attacked. That's cool too. All right, I'll let the succumb go through. You got me. All right, so we're just doing combo now. I'm understanding. I'm understanding. Okay, we're just bobbing and weaving. Okay, we can delete his auras and shit. That's an aura. This says token aura though. Or auras that cost 0. Oh, that bitch gone. Gone. Oh. Oh. Scour for 4? And then just delete all that shit. Yes, sir. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, got him. Gone, gone, gone. Bro, that card just did some lifting, bro. 3 rune chance and a malefic just gone while he has 3 blood debt, bro. He's just taking down. Just going down. That's fine. I'm gonna put this in Arsenal for a rainy day. You got it. I'll let you have that one. Okay. So this hand does some things. It just don't do them well. That's okay. All right, we're gonna take some arcane. That we gonna do. Risky as it is, we got to. If he banishes a piece, then like good on him. But I really don't have a choice here. So what I'm gonna do is block with tree and sink blow, sinking the pulsing. And hopefully we can throw the CNC. Hey. Why is this deck working? I don't know. But it's like doing some stuff. Pretending to be bad. Just block and they die. Who knew? Oh, we got a free Earth card to banish. Hey. Hey, yo. Cayman. What blood debt we got in there? What are we looking at? A whale and a banshee taking 2 life a turn. You're at 24, bro. You're leaking. You're leaking. Oh, we got the arsenal? A malefic? Oh, bro. Easy. Okay, none of these. We do want to decompose. We want to go ahead and get that done. Get online if they attack. If not, we'll hold it. I have no qualm about that. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the mind warp for like disruption, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But I like the idea of like just threatening the arsenal when um they have 3 blood debt. Because this is usually a non-attack action of some sort. And it's usually pretty high prio. So and they really have 2 block that they have access to in this situation. Or their whole strategy falls apart. So it's 2 cards. Which is all we want. Or more. You thought you was getting pummeled? What? We gonna play that. Hell yeah, we gonna play that. Fine tree. We done blocked with half of them. Okay, so we're blocking with that to decompose 100%. And then we want to go ahead I mean, there's just no way he like kills me from here. It's kind of my thing. Like, do we need to I think we just block out and let him die. That one we don't have a choice. And we have 5 prevention. We're gonna go and get the D-react in because why not? We need to go and decompose. And we can actually fit 3, although there's not a real reason to because then we go to 4 and we're still 2 away, so just do 2. Um I would love to. Seeds and fruits probably, and then one of the mini CNCs. Still haven't seen a felling. I'd love one of those. Hold the line. Hold the line. Prevention. Prevention. Oh, my prevention's gone. Oh, we took 4 damage from a stacked turn. We'll take that. And there is a card that we very much so care about, and another good one. See, this is those situations where I just don't know. I guess this card's kind of dog shit in this situation because of Reaping Blade, so we just gonna block with the bitch. Is what we gonna do. And the unfortunate part about Rampant is we can't felling. Is the one downside. He'll fatigue you if you aren't careful. Okay. Take your word for it. I don't know how. He has very little life and less cards. Oh, this works. Okay, 5. He did pay, and it has +3. Okay. But it does not have go again. So we just maximize value on blocks. Which means we say no to that one. And we say 1 here. 1 here. 1 here. Take 2, make 1 more in the back. 2 because of self damage. We haven't seen a destruction, so this is probably kind of dangerous, but I don't think we really have a choice. It's a good sign. We have the goat of cards. You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. I want to Storm Striders this scour. Like now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I want to get rid of these malefics and turn off his rune gate. Or I guess he doesn't have a rune gate, right? Not yet. Okay, you get an eloquence, which means coal, right? Okay, we're not gonna do that because we're just gonna delete all this shit. And I even get that one too. Oh, oh. Okay. We can't play tree, unfortunately, because we literally just have to pitch everything into this because it's 7. We have exactly 7. So we delete the whole thing. Say bye, deal 7 damage, which is kind of cool. Delete everything. I don't think tree and a scour was worth it, was it? I mean, taking the whole board and like breaking his next turn and allowing me to like get closer just seems, I don't know. Also, that. Hmm. Oh man. Hmm. Oh, they are fuming. Control Alt Delete. Boy, I tell you. Oh, they passed. I think I diplomacy. I think I Aether tied into diplomacy. Or we could also plow under. I mean, he's at fucking 8. Okay. I mean, he's getting, yeah, we just throw the plow under. Because, like, he's literally getting to the point to where he's just going to die. And we need to turn on our hero ability kind of anyway. So get rid of this, doesn't do anything here. And we have 2, but we can't get to 8 anyway, so there's no reason to do another one. So just that, we get rid of the arsenal and 6 damage, which he can't take because then he just dies to nodes. Nodes does not apply to weapon. I guess it does, right? It's kind of cool. And then we got a little present for him next turn. A little present. A little. Oh, this is fucked up, y'all. This is actually fucked. Oh, we're gonna kill him by his own doing. It says no go again, right? Um, Probably should have blocked with the heartbeat. Put another earth in. Just a min max thing. Stop the rune chant because we make the embodiment. And he didn't trigger Vinset. He has 1 blood debt, which we're trying to punish. And because we're in this situation, we're definitely just going to say war because we still have a bunch of failings and plows to just keep fucking them up. Is kind of my thought process. And we'll just draw both and a scour, bro. Talk about an embarrassment of riches, bro. Holy shit. We'll do it all. I don't think they know they have go. They don't have go again. Let's say AB. 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 And then we block what? 3? Is 8 minus a card basically says you're gonna give me 2 cards and you yeah, that's and you lose a card. So yeah, I think we just win the game off the failing, right? Even though they get a rune chant. And we're at 5, so we go 1, 2, and I want to keep the attack, so we're gonna go tree. Although we should have probably kept tree for plume as a way to close it out. And we just get there. Because like I said, that just takes his whole hand, and then we have full tempo, and we just fell again, and he just dies to the blood debt is the situation because all of this is blood debt. Um and we just tick it down that way. So uh yeah. The the deck uh yeah. Like I don't know. Had I j- granted pump the brakes a little bit, like it was 2 games on Talishar. But the biggest thing about the deck is I always felt like I was in, you know, I felt like I was in control a little bit. Uh even like, Fi and stuff like that. But it I'm not going to use a 2 game basis to make like a judgment call, but I think that there's something there. Do I think it's S tier? No. Do I think it's A tier? Like it could maybe sneak into it at the bottom, but like there's something there. But the question is it is the deck as good as it is currently because of the meta spread, right? We saw kind of what can happen against, you know, really wow, shots fired in our fight. Fight. What does this say? I mean, so we saw what it could do against like an aggressive deck. We played the Fi game, right? And once again, I just like, I felt fine under the pressure. I was more than happy to block. You just wait for the really good cards. You play the good cards. I will say, for a wizard, it was like actually I don't want to say like super easy to play, but like I have like 5 total wizard games under my belt and like I think I did okay. Were there better lines? I can guarantee there were. But like I think I did it functionally for at least like the first couple games. So I will say that if you're ever interested in playing wizard and you were scared about the skill ceiling required, I think Verdance is not a deck that requires knowledge of your deck, but it actually requires a lot of knowledge about the opponent's deck. Um, which some people enjoy, some people don't. If you have a very, you know, you have a lot of variety in your experiences and not just like a specialist, then I think this is a deck that you should at least take for a spin at least a minimum. And it was fun. You had the explosive turns. Some of it was a little boring, block three, block three, block three, but you play the good cards, and it feels good when you play the failing. It feels good when you play, uh, the rampant growth. Like, I mean, there's priority windows. It's got the in depth part of the game. Overall, she's better than I thought. She's definitely not C tier, but I need to investigate further before I decide that she's like actually like a top contender. But my initial impressions on a very limited sample size is that it has potential. That is like my actual conclusion is that I've seen enough. If you noticed, out of both games, I didn't use any of my equipment. I didn't use plume, and I know there's some plume lines that are absolutely disgusting that I just did not even look at. I am 100% sure. And that's probably where 90% of the skill ceiling is going to be derived from is actually utilizing the equipment in the appropriate manner. But yeah, I think she has a ton of potential, and not gonna say she's broken. No, not even close. Not with that many blue earth 2 blocks, but uh, I think uh, I think she has a shot during RTN season, and maybe during London. Initially, I was really worried about the Viserai matchup, right? But Viserai basically gets put in a situation where he has to stack you, and you can just scour all his shit away. And that's kind of good, right? So I'm not going to speak like I even begin to know that matchup because I don't. But I can imagine that a lot of people would think that it's super Viserai favored when in all reality, it's probably not. It may be Viserai favored, but there's no shot it's like super favored. It could, even be you played as well as Majin. Well, I appreciate it. I doubt it, but I appreciate it. Let me get caught up in chat. Play another. I cannot. I got to be up early. So that is going to be it for the gameplay. But I had fun. And when I have fun, expect it again next week, maybe. So we might play some more next week to get an even better idea. Maybe I can get some more reps off screen to give me like a better idea. And then I can maybe come a little bit more prepared for chat and give a little bit more value, maybe even some insight after chatting about it a little bit with a bunch of people. So instead of just trying to figure it out with you. Although I hope it was fun, hope it was entertaining, you got value in some way. I've been playing Verdant since before the latest results, and now everybody's gonna know how she works. That is true. That is true. That ship has sailed. I'd say she's a strong B. I think that's she could just be like a counter pick. She could kind of slot in as like the enigma that doesn't have as hard of a time against the straight aggro. Although depending on how the enigma deck is built, I don't think enigma has an issue with the aggro decks, but some people um have their minds made up on that. Verdant's main now. I don't know. I don't know. Reminds me of less intrusive Icelander. I kind of agree with that. Gonna go cry to my locals that Nathan Crawford called me. I didn't. I didn't. I just said that I played 2 Talishar games, and that's not very conclusive data. You know, if I did, I didn't mean to. But that was a good game, Omar. I appreciate the game. And that was also a very good sample of, the common conception that she would just get ran over by aggro, and that's not necessarily the case. Although I did draw double rampant growth. You know, I need more sample size to determine whether that's the norm, whether it's not, and whatever the case may be. Oh, how much potentially do you think she has? Like if I'm singing my favorite ABC song, how long am I singing for? Um, I mean, I think she's got potential, but I think like top of B, bottom of A, like a counter pick kind of level 3 kind of situation where she's like that deck that you bring because it beats the deck that beats the deck kind of situation. Corvus Alluvion is probably great too. Probably. Probably. Are you going to any RTNs this weekend? I am not, unfortunately. The only one close to me is all the way in Tennessee. 3.5, 4 hour drive. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunate. Fortunately, I'm like 40 something in the country as far as ELO is concerned. So I'll in my basically the situation is if my ELO wasn't at that and I had to actually top 4, I would go to the event. But because I'm in a situation where I don't have to get the invite, then I'm just not gonna make the drive. So it's unfortunate because I want to play, but I just can't talk myself into making a unnecessary 4 hour one way drive. It's a lot of driving for an RTN. And some of these RTNs, man, they start late. I went to one. It was like started at 2. I didn't start playing until like 2:30. Wild. Didn't get home late. Um, dude, I like both styles. Appreciate the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wizard will forever be super meta winners because Illusionist is always a popular class. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I hold the ice pack to my All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. Does it ever get tiring being so good at Flesh and Blood? Well, it's not tiring because I'm not. That's what makes it so easy. The easiest way to not have that problem is not uh be good. But what can you do? What can you do? All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me on my wizard adventure and how I'm basically just a wizard expert now because I played 2 games and won both. So thank you all for stopping by the stream. I really do appreciate it. Good luck at everybody's RTN. If you are attending any, if you are not, I highly encourage you to do so. And when do we get 5 nights a week? Well, my wife and kids would have something to say about that. When I start streaming 5 nights a week, something really bad happened. That's what that's what I always tell the armory people. I'm like, if you see me showing up to armory routinely, it's not good. It's not good. Oh man. All right. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you all. And I will see